in the digital audio enrichment 2.0. I'm going to start experimenting with the law of attraction, and I've already been doing it actually, and so far been observing some interesting results. So, well, let me put it this way. I've actually recently set my intention for a few things, like, as if you've been following me for a while, I've been rearranging my life intentionally. I wanted to live on the Upper West Side. I moved from the east side of Manhattan to the west side, and I set my intention to live in a cool apartment on the Upper West Side with another entrepreneur, and guess what? That happened. Now, there's a few things that, around that I still have to work out. But as I start setting my intention to create my own reality, I've been that things are happening, and I believe they will for you too, and maybe they already have. So I'd be curious to know what you think of all this stuff. But for today, I'm going to experiment with something really like specific and tangible and see if it happens. Okay, and you guys can listen next week and find out, or listen to my next episode to see if this happens. But since in the last couple of days, I set my intention to manifest an extra $20. I did that, actually 30, and manifest a cup of coffee for free, and I did that. And not without effort, and not without actually actively talking to people, because it's other people who have your money, who have my money, and who have the means and the ends, the ways and the abilities to help you, and we have the ability to help them. And I believe that that's the reason that we're here, is to help our fellow human beings. So I want to start off by prefacing this, that this is not, and the intention is not to go out and see what I can get. It's not about that. That's not what life is, and I don't believe that's what life is, but it is to see what I can give. However, in order to give, you have to be in receptive mode. Okay, so you have to be able to receive before you can give. And being able to receive is allowing someone else to give. So you're actually doing good by receiving. Because if you don't receive, you are taking away the opportunity for someone else to give. Does that make sense? So, this is going to be a short podcast today, and it might be going forward. But here's the specific thing. I'm going to set my intention today to manifest a $50 gift card from Starbucks. That's really specific. And if by the end of the day someone actually gives me one, then I will tell you one way or the other, if it doesn't happen or if it does. And here's how I'm going to do it. I'm just telling you this and vocalizing it, and I'm going to frame it this way. It would be nice to receive a $50 gift card from Starbucks, and it will be clear evidence that I am creating my own reality, and that it is possible to create your own reality. And I believe that we are doing that anyway, and whatever we're putting out there is what we're getting back anyway. So now it's very specific, and there's a time frame. And so far in my experiments with this, like in the past, I don't know how much it matters to have a time frame or not, or I don't know if it matters to always be specific or to be general. But I just want to experiment with it, and if you're into that, then stay tuned and let's see what happens. And I believe that you and I can create our own reality, and we can absolutely have the life that we want. And it requires having no doubt, and it requires being brave. And here's one actual takeaway that has consistently shown itself to be true. When I want to manifest something, I will, and when the time when it does actually happen, is when I'm fully aware of how my vibe is being put out there. And, I don't want to I don't want to give the impression of anything that I don't want to see come back at me. In other words, if I'm being tense, or if I'm not, being self-aware enough, or like not being conscious or present, it doesn't work. But if I am conscious, if I am present, if I do make an effort to actually focus on my breath and think about the actual feeling of having, or of accomplishing or achieving the thing that, or the event, or the something that I want to manifest in my life, right? I think about the feeling of it, and I become comfortable with that feeling first, and I put myself there in an emotional state of having it. And when I'm able to do that and put myself in the emotional state of having it, and really think about being in the tense, feeling myself in the present tense of the emotional state of having what I'm asking for, then that's when it seems to work best. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put myself in that emotional state of having it, and I'm going to say, wouldn't it be nice to receive actual $50 gift card for Starbucks, because that would just be really nice. And I'm in the process of creating my own life and creating the life that I want, and I think it would really be really nice, and I'd be very grateful and appreciative to have that given to me. And if that does happen, then I will know for sure that this is specifically because I intentionally asked for it. I asked God or the universe, or for me, I asked God. I personally believe that we're created in the image of God, and in the reflection of the Creator, right? If that's true for you, then great. But that's where I'm coming from, okay? Is that it would be really nice, and I will believe it before I see it. And at the same time, if it doesn't happen, I can be okay with that too, because it's unconditional. Like, I know I'm still taken care of, and I know things are still working out in my favor. But it would really be nice to have that. And if if that happens at the end of the day, I'll let you know. And if it doesn't, I'll let you know too. And it'll be a fun experiment, won't it? Okay, so stay tuned for the next episode, and I'll let you know.